How's it going there, guys? James here from Butler Farms on a beautiful Saturday afternoon. Got a little bit done around here today. You can see it's just a absolutely gorgeous day out here, and trying to play catch up a little bit. Hadn't been able to get in the garden. Those winter squash are still down there, but it's not going to hurt them to stay there. They're kind of curing on the vine right now. I'll take care of those hopefully tomorrow. But up here, just after finishing cutting all this grass, trying to get caught up. We've had a lot of rain here, and the grass has absolutely exploded once again, and so had to get that done while I've got time before going back to work on Monday. And but just doing a little short little project up here at the shop. Now, you saw I did the tree guards last time. That's something that probably could have waited till winter. And you know, I get kind of bored during the winter, so I probably should have saved that one. The one I'm working on today is a little bit more time sensitive because of a problem I've been having. In some of my other videos, I've talked about the compost pile that I had. My last compost pile, it was made from all the wood chips from when they came through here running our power lines to our house. That pile never gave me problems. I never stacked it and then it was strewn all over the woods. It broke down beautifully. This one has been a nightmare. I was down there looking at it earlier, and it's just all over the place again. So I don't really know how else to fix it other than what I've done here. And sometimes when you look around to fix a problem on a homestead, one of the things that you'll realize is sometimes the simplest fix is right in front of you, and you've just got to pay attention, and that's what this is. Now, as you know, I watch a lot of different homesteaders, and one of them, Billy up at Permanent Pastures Farm, now mine is not an exact copy of his, but he uses a cage system to heat his compost up and to get everything cooking just right. And that's what I'm going to have to do, because I still can't figure out what's throwing my compost pile all over the woods. And every time I stack it up and start to get some heat in it and start to get it to break down, within a couple of days after that, it's destroyed and it's thrown all over the place. So easy little fix that I have found. This is some of the wiring, some of the fencing that I had around my garden at one time. Now, this is just a scrap piece that I found. I never throw them away because there's always uses for them, and I guess this was off the end of a roll. And so what I've done is I've made me a cage, and you know, like I said, it's just right here in front of me. It's something I should have seen all along. And what I'm going to do is I will put this down there where the compost pile is. All the compost will go in on top of that. And you know, as I've thought about this thing, it's probably going to make my life a lot easier, because as I layer browns and greens and browns and greens throughout it, it's just going to keep stacking up. Now, one good thing about it is it's going to give me some height, and the deeper it is, the hotter it's going to get. So I want it hot, not only to speed up the process of breaking it down. I want it hot to kill any of the weed seeds or whatever that might get in there, and get them to where they won't cause me trouble when I use the compost. This one is a 4-foot fence. I'm sure when I first started out, I bought this thinking that would be sufficient. I don't know if I don't remember if I bought it for fencing in the garden or whether I was trying to make tomato cages out of it. Like I said, I don't have any 4-foot fencing left on the place. I just found this little scrap piece laying behind my trailer back here. Now, the good thing is that not only is it going to give me 4 feet of height, and as it breaks down, it'll keep compacting, and I can keep adding more to it. It's about 3.5 feet across here, so it's going to be a good height. It's going to be a good width. It's going to be able to actually stay in the pile where it'll heat up and start breaking down. Now, as I get this set up, I'll do another video and show you what I'm doing. But as I add things to it, I'll pull the hose pipe down there and I'll spray it down to get the moisture inside, and then keep adding the layers as I go. Now, somebody's probably going to ask, well, how are you going to stir it? Well, to me, this actually simplifies the issue, because with it being stacked up, if you see around here, where this fence is, you can see these little tabs that were left over from where it was cut before, and all I have to do is just bend those back, and I can either take it apart and let it fall, stir it, put it back together, and put the compost back in, or what I'm thinking is, and I'll have to give it a try, I can simply take it at the top and pull straight up on it and let the compost fall out the bottom, and then put my cage back up and put the compost back in it. So either way. Now, one thing I don't like about this, well, first of all, it's 4 feet. I would rather it be a little bit taller. I do have a roll of 5-foot fencing over there, but I don't necessarily want to cut a brand new roll. That, even though the roll's been laying in the woods over there on the side, y'all know that my plan is to expand that garden down there. And I'm probably going to need that roll until I can afford, until I can put the money back to get my electric fencing, my solar powered electric fencing to keep all these deer and everything else out of that garden. I'm just going to have to go with the 5-foot fencing. That's all I can do. So I don't want to cut that 5-foot roll. I'm going to check and see if I've got some more extra just laying around. So being what it is, I mean, I would rather it be 5 foot. I'd rather it be taller. I would rather it be bigger across in here. Matter of fact, what I was really looking for is about 5 feet across the circle, so I could really get a good pile going. But guys, I'm not gonna worry about that. I've got a problem. I've got a solution, and you know, we'll see if it works. Now, am I going to be able to create a ton of compost with this as it is? No. So I'm really going to have to start looking for another piece, hopefully bigger, but if not, 2 of these working at the same time, yeah, I can turn out a lot of compost, especially since whatever animal keeps doing that won't be able to spread it out all over creation, and it'll actually break down. So there's a lot of benefits to it. One other thing I don't really like is these big holes. You know, it's fine for fencing to go around the garden. Obviously a deer, a rabbit, something like that's not going to get through that, and that's what it was originally bought for. But I got a feeling that as the compost begins to break down, I'm going to lose some out the side, and you know, I'll keep having to put it back in, which is fine. Again, you know, I'm just going with what I have here. I'm not going to go to Lowe's or Home Depot or something and buy a whole new roll of wire. I don't know if you've checked to see what this fencing costs now, but like a 50-foot roll, I can't afford to go down there and buy that just to make compost. So if this works, then, you know, that's fine. I'll find another scrap piece, and it may be smaller, it may be larger. One other thing that I'm thinking about is I've had very good success with my leaf mold in the last couple of years. Now out here you see all these big trees and everything, and we lost a bunch of trees, you know that, from the storms, but we have a bunch of these big trees here, and you can see all those beautiful nutrient bombs up there called leaves. Well, when it gets to when those get to falling, you know that I chop them up and put them, you know, blow them to the inside so that I can pick them up. I take them down in the woods and let them break down, and that has worked extremely well. But they do get strewn all over the place. So one other thing that I'm going to do, in addition to my regular compost, is I'm going to have a leaf mold pile with one of these, if I can find enough scrap. Again, I don't really want to cut a brand new roll of 5-foot fencing if I'm going to try to expand that garden, but I may end up having to. You know, if you've watched my videos, you know that I have to have the compost. I have to, when I get ready in the late winter, and I start trimming up my fruit trees, and I start putting mulch around them, the compost goes down first. And if I don't have compost, that's a component that I don't want missing. Yes, I put the organic fertilizer on it, but that compost is a whole nother step to bring not only nutrients into my plants, but also life, because I can tell you that that compost is alive. I've seen it. Let's let this guy get by us. He's trying to impress everybody going down the road, but it brings life to the soil around those fruit trees and around those plants. I believe in it heavily, and then I mulch on top of that and just let it continue to break down and continue to feed my fruit trees and my blueberry bushes and those kind of things. So I've got to have the compost. I don't trust outside compost. There's reasons for that I've already explained. But you know, this may be the system that I have to go with, because whatever animal's doing it has continued to do it. It's a mess. It's strewn all over the woods, and it's not breaking down. And I know what they're after. They're after the food scraps and things that I put in it. But this will keep them out of that also. One other thing real quick before I let you go. Somebody's going to ask, I almost just tripped over my own cage there. Somebody's going to ask, well, how do you keep it standing up? What's going to keep it upright? Very simple, T-post. I've got plenty of T-post laying over here beside the shop. I got plenty of T-post down in the garden. T-posts are not a problem. And on some of our other land out in the woods where old fence rows used to be, I get my T-post puller, and yeah, they're rusty, but they're free. We don't need those fence rows anymore. Cows were on that land 50 years ago, and hadn't had a cow in there since. The timber's completely mature, so we've just got random fences going through our hunting land, and I go cut the barbed wire off of it and roll that up and get rid of it, and then I keep the T-post. Well, I'm going to put a T-post on each side. This will be in the middle, and then I'll tie it off to the T-post so that wind, animals, nothing will be able to tump it over. So I think it's going to be a system that's going to be successful and it's going to work. But you know, if it doesn't, I'll tell you. We're always trying new things here, trying to be creative, trying not to spend money, trying to do things the right way, but in a way that anybody could do, because more than likely, somehow, somewhere, you could probably get your hands on just a little bit of scrap fencing somewhere. You see somebody taking some down or something, or you know, I've been known to stop on the side of the road and pick up stuff like that and throw it in the back of the truck and bring it home. And of course, my boss lady says, you're never going to use that. I always end up using it. So you know, there's plenty of ways to get it. It's a cheap fix, I hope, and we'll see how it goes. All right, guys, just wanted to bring you up to speed on what I'm doing. I'm going to get those winter squash tomorrow. I got to get them out of that garden and get them curing, and I've got to open that garden up and let the wildlife have it before I turn it under, because I got greens hopefully going in there this fall. So I'll bring you up to date on that, and I'll bring you up to date on this contraption when I actually get it set up and get the compost pile back into it and see if it will actually start working. We'll see. All right, guys, I'm gonna leave it right there. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. I don't know if you've noticed, we're still growing. That's a beautiful thing, and I appreciate it more than you could ever know. Until next time, we love you. God bless you. This is James from Butler Farms, and we'll be seeing you.